Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. My name is Dr. Jason Uchino. I'm a doctor of naturopathic medicine and your host of this program. Welcome to Island Wellness, a program designed to educate you about naturopathic medicine. Today is February 24th, 2013. I graduated from the National College of Naturopathic Medicine in Portland, Oregon in 1988. I have been practicing naturopathic medicine in Hawaii for the past 24 years. Naturopathic physicians are licensed in the state of Hawaii as primary care providers, just like medical doctors. Today's program is another don't miss episode because we have not one but two guests returning to the show to show you if naturopathic medicine can really cure psoriasis. Annette and Evelyn both made their first appearance with us about 2.5 years ago. Both had suffered with the dreaded skin affliction psoriasis for many years without relief. With conventional medicine, then with the help of naturopathic medicine eliminated the psoriasis. Today you're going to learn if after over 3.5 years has the psoriasis returned or not. Please stay with us and learn if psoriasis can be cured. Let me give you a brief introduction to naturopathic medicine. Naturopathic medicine is a primary healthcare system founded on the honored universal principle that the human body has a mechanisms in it to heal itself, no matter what the current status may be. Therefore, the human body is the ultimate healer. Furthermore, the physician's true role is to support this process by using modalities of treatment that work in harmony with the body's natural healing ability. Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, practiced these same principles thousands of years ago. Many of you have never experienced the power of naturopathic medicine and the unparalleled healing force of the human body. Since I began my practice in 1988, naturopathic medicine has literally helped thousands of my patients recover from the most severe and life-threatening diseases and many other chronic ailments that conventional medicine provided no answers for. On this television program, my patients share their courageous and inspirational stories with you. I hope that their stories provide you an understanding of how naturopathic medicine can help harness the tremendous healing potential that God has instilled in the human body to heal itself. Please enjoy their stories. Our hope is that they inspire in you the hope that true health is attainable and you can have it whenever you are ready. I'm very excited about the programs that we have lined up for you over the next few weeks. One of these programs is about my patient Ron. Others call him the Miracle Man. 3.5 years ago, Ron came into my office bound to a wheelchair, struck down in the prime of his life with multiple sclerosis. Tune in to watch Ron run into the studio and learn how he beat multiple sclerosis with naturopathic medicine. You've watched many of my patients overcome incurable chronic disease over the past few years. Did you ever wonder how naturopathic medicine would do against severe skin infections? Don't miss Dennis share his story of how naturopathic medicine cured him from one of the ugliest and nastiest skin infections you may ever see. Yes, we have pictures, and the pictures of the skin infection itself is worth the price of admission. And among the past programs, the hands-down favorite is Jason's battle against the incurable genetic cancer, von Hippel-Lindau disease. Many of you have asked how Jason is doing. Is Jason still alive? Well, Jason himself will be joining us for the 4th time in the last 7 years to share how he's still beating the incurable genetic cancer, von Hippel-Lindau disease. Don't miss these programs. I promise you they will be very, very interesting. Well, that's enough about me and naturopathic medicine. Now let's find out if it works. To help illustrate this, I typically ask a patient to share his or her experience with naturopathic medicine with you, so you can get a better understanding of how this safe and effective form of medicine really works. Today you'll see if naturopathic medicine really has cured psoriasis. What makes these stories incredible is that conventional medicine has no cure for psoriasis. Our guests suffered from severe cases of psoriasis for over 15 years. It covered most of their body. Their skin, red, raw, swollen, and crusting over like a scab, covering most of the body with one shedding skin by the handful every single day. Stay with us to learn if Annette and Evelyn have cured their psoriasis and listen to them retell their stories of how long they suffered with this biblical-like skin affliction, how many medical doctors they sought help from, the many medications they were taking without relief, and finally what they did to help eliminate this painful and agonizingly itchy skin affliction with naturopathic medicine. So what is psoriasis, and why is it so nasty? Today, about 8 million Americans suffer with psoriasis. Psoriasis is an autoimmune disease, and therefore, according to conventional medicine, there is no cure for it. There are 5 types of psoriasis. The most common form, plaque psoriasis, occurs about 80% of the time and appears as raised red patches or lesions covered with a silvery white buildup of dead skin called a scale. Psoriasis can occur on any part of the body and is associated with other serious health conditions such as diabetes, heart disease, and depression. The other types of psoriasis are guttate psoriasis, which appears as small red individualized spots on the skin. The third type is called inverse psoriasis, usually appears as red inflamed patches covering the folds of the body, such as the underarm pits, inner elbows, behind the knees, the back of the neck, which is similar in placement with atopic dermatitis. Pustular psoriasis is characterized by white pustules, which look like blisters filled with pus, surrounded by red inflamed skin. These lesions are usually localized, covering certain areas of the body. However, it can be generalized and cover the entire body. Pustular psoriasis occurs because there is a buildup of toxins that takes place within the body due to the long-term use of immunosuppressive medications and corticosteroids. The toxin level accumulates over time in mass and forms as pockets of pus. The 5th and most severe form of psoriasis is erythrodermic psoriasis. Erythrodermic psoriasis is the most inflammatory form of psoriasis and often affects the entire body. It is characterized by its fiery redness and extreme shedding of skin. It is often accompanied by severe itching and pain. Erythrodermic psoriasis causes extreme protein and fluid loss that can lead to severe illness. Severe swelling around the ankles are common and may develop into infection. The body's temperature regulating system is often disrupted, producing extreme shivering episodes. Erythrodermic psoriasis can cause life-threatening infections such as pneumonia and congestive heart failure. The most common known trigger of erythrodermic psoriasis are systemic corticosteroid and immunosuppressive drug use. The medications typically used to treat severe cases of psoriasis are systemic corticosteroid medications and immunosuppressive chemotherapy medications such as methotrexate and cyclosporine. As you have heard and seen on my past programs, many of my psoriasis patients have come in to see me suffering with the erythrodermic form of psoriasis after they have been prescribed systemic corticosteroid medications for months and or years, and it is also uncommon for individuals to have 2 or more forms of psoriasis occurring at one time, or as their illness progresses over the years. So how severe is a severe case of psoriasis? Medicine considers psoriasis that is covering 2% or less of the body as being a mild case. The surface area of one palm of the hand is considered 1% coverage. A moderate case of psoriasis is between 3 and 10%, and a severe case is greater than 10% coverage of the body. According to Science and Medicine, psoriasis and other autoimmune diseases are caused by toxins that are being produced within the body. The body's immune system then responds against the toxins with a type 3 and type 4 immune system counterattack. The type 3 and type 4 immune system reaction responds by collecting these roaming toxins and escorts the poisons out of the body through the largest elimination organ, the skin. While the immune system is removing these toxins, it also is destroying the foreign invaders by releasing chemotactic acids that unfortunately damages the skin, which produces the psoriasis. So because medicine and science understands the physiological and immunologic nature of psoriasis, the course of conventional medical treatment is to stop this type 3 and type 4 immune system response by prescribing systemic corticosteroid medications, which are also called immunosuppressive drugs. These medications stop the immune system from removing and attacking these endotoxins, which relieves the inflammation in psoriasis. But if the toxins are not being removed or eliminated from the body, where's the toxins going now? That's right, it's building up and accumulating in the body only to be removed and eliminated by the immune system another day, when a flare-up can be expected and psoriasis gradually worsens over time and may produce the most severe type of psoriasis, the erythrodermic form. Naturopathic medical philosophy is to look for and treat the cause of the illness. In today's case, psoriasis, medicine and science says that the cause of psoriasis are those toxins that are in the body. The goal of naturopathic medicine is to eliminate these toxins and prevent it from re-entering into the body or prevent it from being made in the body. This is where naturopathic medicine can beat this biblical-like skin affliction. So let's see how incurable psoriasis really is. Many of you have never experienced the power of naturopathic medicine and the unparalleled healing force of the human body. Let me introduce our special guests, my patients, Annette and Evelyn. Annette and Evelyn, welcome to Island Wellness.
Happy to be here.
All right, all right. It's been about 2.5 years now since you last appeared on your first show. And at that time, both of you pretty much didn't have your psoriasis for about a year. And now it's 2.5 years later, and you haven't had the psoriasis for about 3.5 years now. So do you have any psoriasis on you now?
No.
No? All right. So for the audience that have never seen your show before, you know, your first shows that you made, we're going to go over your histories again. So a lot of people always wonder how long you had your psoriasis, because you may have only had it for like maybe 6 months before you came in to see me. So, Annette, how long did you have your psoriasis, or when did it start, and how bad was it?
I had psoriasis for about 20 years.
20 years?
And it started in college.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, it would start as the red bumps and patches, and I went straight to the dermatologist and was put on the ointments and steroids. So it was always maintained.
Okay. So it would come and go.
Correct.
All right. So Evelyn, how about you? How long did you have psoriasis, and how bad was yours?
I've had psoriasis for about 15 years before I came to see you, and I've had it really bad. I had it all over my body from head to toe.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I'm sure the audience is probably looking at your photos from the past. So you were literally covered with the psoriasis.
Yeah.
And you had all 5 types of psoriasis, basically. You know, there's several types of psoriasis. Pustular psoriasis, where there's pockets of pus being released out of the body. The plaque psoriasis, which is the most common one. That's the one that people have silvery patches on the body. But yours covered your whole body. Okay. And what type of medical treatment did you seek?
I went to see a dermatologist. I've seen 2 before I saw you. They gave me steroids. I did light treatment, and none of them worked for me.
Okay. All right. And Annette, where were the psoriasis patches on you, and how? What type of medical treatment did you get?
The psoriasis was primarily on my scalp.
Okay.
And I had liquid steroids.
Okay. Topicals. You had mentioned the ointments and things.
Correct, for my elbows and
legs?
My legs.
Okay, okay. So you both had it for quite a long time, 15 and 20 years. So basically also, so yours, the medicine was maintaining.
Correct.
So Annette, you would have a flare-up, use the ointments, the psoriasis would go away.
Yes.
Okay. But Evelyn, your psoriasis never got better, just kept getting worse. Okay. So the medicines did not work. So I can understand why you came in to see me, because the psoriasis wasn't working. What brought you to naturopathic medicine?
I've heard about you through a friend, because her mom came here to see you for whatever treatment she needed from you. And so when she had introduced me to you, I'm like, okay, let me try this doctor, see what happens. And when I saw you, you actually explained to me how everything works, and from there I was like, okay. I mean, I was skeptical at first, but within the first year I've seen a lot of improvements that I've never had imagined, happening. Yeah, so.
Okay. Annette, how about you?
Well,
Because your psoriasis is being maintained.
it
I mean,
was
it would improve when you use the medicines, but then it would come back again.
worse.
It
It
come
would
back
always
worse.
come back worse.
Okay.
But it wasn't until after the birth of my youngest son where I had a major breakout.
Okay.
And it had never been that bad before.
Okay.
And so it was all over my legs, and my scalp it was just burning and itching. And I met a former patient of yours, and she actually described the treatment that she was on. And we both were able to share how we were tired of the steroids.
Mhm.
We were tired of being told there was no cure.
Mm-hmm.
And so what's funny is I didn't call you right away because it hadn't happened yet, actually. I was still on the maintaining
flare-up.
drugs.
Okay,
right?
the flare-up hadn't happened yet.
And then 2 years later was when it happened, and I came across your card in my bag.
You still had the card.
I still had the card.
Okay. So over the 20 years, your psoriasis was slowly getting worse and worse
Right.
and worse over time. Evelyn, you had mentioned before in the past that the psoriasis, because it was so bad, really affected your life in many ways. Would you mind explaining to the audience how it affected you? What did it prevent you from doing, or how did that make you feel?
It affected me in a lot of ways, as far as like doing activities. I could go to the beach, but I was covered. I couldn't wear shorts, t-shirt, because I didn't want to go out to public with like just having my skin be exposed.
Mhm.
Just a lot of things.
I think you had mentioned on your show that your family didn't know you had psoriasis.
Not a lot of them knew about it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So you kept it hidden from your family,
Oh,
and
yeah.
and I'm sure, I guess, your friends.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you dress?
Long sleeve and pants all the time.
Long pants and long
Mhm.
sleeve shirts all the time.
All the time. I mean, you would never find me wearing a tank top, just because I was so self-conscious about it.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, that's how good I was at hiding it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because like I said, not even my family members knew.
All right.
Mhm.
A lot of people who have cases of eczema and psoriasis that are pretty bad, they typically do try to cover it up with long sleeve shirts, turtlenecks, even in Hawaii.
Oh,
If you
yeah.
can imagine that, and long pants. So even if the weather was like 90 degrees, you'd be wearing your long sleeve shirt and long pants.
Yep.
Yeah.
People would ask too, "Are you hot?" I'm like, "No, I'm fine." Yeah, so.
But look at you now in a
I
tank
know.
top.
Mhm.
Shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, shorts.
And you had mentioned you hadn't worn shorts for a long time. Can you
Mhm.
tell the audience how long you didn't wear short pants in Hawaii?
Honestly, I haven't worn shorts, man. Around the same amount of time I had it, like
So
12, 15 years.
15 years you weren't wearing shorts, even in the house.
Well, at home, I would,
Okay.
but you would never find me
Outside.
with shorts.
With shorts
no.
on.
Mm-mm.
Even if you went to get the paper or something like that.
No, because my neighbors would see me.
Oh, okay.
So
even if you went outside to
mhm.
get the paper, you would not wear shorts?
No.
Okay. How about you, Annette? How did the psoriasis affect the way you lived?
Like Evelyn, you get good at hiding.
Mm.
Nobody knew.
Friends and family, you mean? Okay.
And the itching would be so bad, but even that, you find a way to control it. You have to.
Yeah,
You didn't want to
yeah.
draw attention
Okay.
to it.
So you would do your best not to scratch. Okay.
But when I had that breakout, I resorted to the long pants, skirts every day to work.
Okay.
So nobody knew.
Okay. You had mentioned, I think it was you had talked about the flaking because of the
Mhm.
seborrheic dermatitis or the
Right.
psoriasis in the scalp.
Yes.
how that really, I guess, annoyed you because you would have pieces of scalp flakes, I guess, in your hair or on your clothes. How
Yes.
did you go about trying to hide that or cover that up?
It's like constantly looking over your shoulder.
Mm.
I wore black, which I wear black a lot. But I mean, everything, you start to go into this mode where you do things that you have to do. You
Right.
alter whatever you need to do to cover it up.
So it's just automatic. I mean, I guess it doesn't become a burden after a while?
Oh, no,
It was a burden?
It's a burden.
Okay.
It's a burden, but
Okay.
we do what we have to do, I guess.
Okay. All right. So you both came in to see me about 4.5 years ago or so, and I diagnosed you with a certain kind of disease or an infection. Would you mind telling the audience what I diagnosed you with, and what did you think of that diagnosis at that time?
Certain foods, I guess, that I was putting into my body, and primarily sugar, I guess, would feed the fungus.
Right.
And they were just having a heyday in there.
Right.
But the only, I guess, remedy was for them to come out,
The toxins.
the toxins.
Right.
The impurities came out on my skin, which
Mhm.
caused the psoriasis.
Right, right. So we talked about it earlier. You folks didn't have a chance to watch the beginning of the video that the audience is watching, though. But basically, if you have a past medical history that shows that you have taken a lot of antibiotics or corticosteroids or hormones or immunosuppressive drugs or even chemotherapy medications, that causes a fungus to grow in the body. And unfortunately, candida or yeast or fungus, their main food is sugar. And when they eat sugar, they're like you and I. When we eat, we do something about 12 hours later, which is make waste. But unfortunately, fungus make their waste inside the body, which is toxic to us. So our immune system goes to work. It does its job by removing the toxins through the skin in the form of eczema or psoriasis. And conventional medicine doesn't have a treatment for fungal infections. We saw that in the medical books. And that's why we put you on a certain kind of treatment. Would you mind telling the audience what treatment I put you on?
It was the candida treatment.
Right.
So with the candida, I couldn't eat certain food.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not certain. A lot of food I couldn't eat. So basically, I mean, I eat the same thing
Eat today?
now. Yeah. From the beginning, I've tried testing, and that didn't work for me. And so, seeing you for the past 7 years now, this year,
Mm-hmm.
I eat basically the same thing.
That you ate 5 years ago,
Yeah.
4 years ago. Okay. So, which foods did you have to stop eating?
Oh my goodness, a lot of food. I don't eat any pastry, no breads, no spaghetti. I'm allergic to tomato, eggs, no type of sugar. I mean, the only thing I can have is papaya, which is, it's okay. I mean, I love it. I had to learn to love it. But it's really simple. My diet is very simple.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, Evelyn, your case was a little bit different, or maybe even a lot different than Annette's, because when your psoriasis went away, then we went and tested food sensitivities, right? And then we found out that you were reacting to most of the foods that we were testing.
Mhm.
So over that period of time, we just decided, or pretty much you decided, you didn't want to go through the
No.
testing because it wasn't worth flaring up your psoriasis. So, and that's why Evelyn is saying that she's on the same diet today as she was 4.5 years ago, as she was about 7 years ago, because she chooses not to have the psoriasis. And look at her now; she's wearing shorts and a tank top and has beautiful skin.
Thank you.
Annette, would you tell the audience more in detail, like which foods you couldn't eat during the treatment, and then what you're eating now?
Okay, well, tomatoes, eggplant, ice cream, which is really hard for me, even fruits, aside from papaya.
Okay. So I know
breads, pastas, cereal.
Right, breakfast cereals, chocolates, candies, cookies,
Right.
cakes and pies, as well as white rice,
That's right.
potatoes, alcohol. I don't know if that was a hard one for you folks. A lot of guys say it's hard for them, or they can't do it because they can't drink any alcohol. Dairy products,
Right.
right? So milk, butter, cheese, yogurt, sour cream, butter, as well as corn,
Right.
soy,
That's right.
let's see, mushrooms,
Mhm.
coffee, pork, bell peppers, tomatoes, eggplant, wheat, barley, oat, and rye.
Mhm.
So that is what makes the diet really hard.
Right.
All right, because you're not only eliminating sugars, but also foods that may have fungus or are fungus, and then the highest or the most likely food sensitivities in America. But you were able to do it.
Yes.
How long did you have to follow that diet, Annette? Do you recall?
I was on it for 6 months.
Okay. And then we weaned you
Sure.
off. We
Mhm.
went and tested for any kind of food reactions when we introduced the foods back in your diet one at a time.
Yes.
And which foods did you react to? Do you recall?
Soy.
And you thought it would be soy.
Yes.
Why did you think it was going to be soy? That was aggravating your psoriasis.
Because when I started to have little breakouts, I guess while I was pregnant, or even before I was pregnant with my youngest son, and when I broke out, I started to actually when I came to see you, and we talked about soy was on that list.
Mm-hmm.
I went back and thought, wow, my diet had changed so much, where I was consuming a lot of, tofu, edamame, things that I thought
Were
was
healthy.
good, especially
Mhm.
for women. I don't know why I thought that, but
Mhm.
drinking soy milk, and so maybe it was just the over consumption
Possibly.
of it. So,
yeah.
but to this day, if I eat something with soy,
Mhm.
I'll react to it.
Oh, really? Okay, so you still are reacting.
Yeah, not as
Okay.
bad.
Yeah.
But so I just really try to eliminate.
Soy.
I check every package
Oh,
for ingredients.
Okay.
So I just really try to not. I don't intentionally consume soy.
Okay. Even healthy foods could trigger an immune system reaction.
Mhm.
So a lot of patients will say, "Oh, I can't eat soy. I thought that was so healthy." Right? Or fruits. I thought that was healthy, but fruits also have sugar in it.
Mhm.
So the diet was hard.
It was.
Is it? But you're
No
doing it every
sugarcoating
day.
it.
Yeah.
So do you miss those foods, Evelyn? Because you're not eating, cookies or chocolates and noodles and white rice.
Mhm.
You choose not to eat them.
Mm-mm.
Is it difficult for you?
In the beginning, it's hard,
Mhm.
but for me, I had to look at it in a different perspective. It was a lifestyle that I wanted to change,
Mhm.
and I didn't want to go back to living my life that way.
Having psoriasis.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay.
So, for now, like for me right now, I just look at it as, as long as I can eat. My husband cooks really good food, so.
He does.
He
He should have his own restaurant.
yeah.
I think also your husband cooked.
Yes.
Yes.
He probably cooks really well too.
Yes.
All right.
So,
Okay. So, you're not eating any sweets.
mm-mm.
Did you enjoy sweets before you came in to see me?
No, I didn't.
You really didn't?
I didn't really care
Oh,
for it.
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
So.
okay. Annette, what are you eating today? Are you still following that strict diet, or are you eating some noodles or breads and desserts and those kinds of things?
I actually do.
All
I
right,
can eat
all
some
right.
pastas. I try to eat whole grain, or brown rice as much as possible. We still
Okay.
eat brown rice.
Okay. I think most people are
Mhm.
today. You go to most restaurants today, they actually serve brown rice.
Right.
So, yeah.
So we're all programmed to ask for it now.
Oh, very good. Very
Um,
good.
But I do treat myself to ice cream every once in a while. But again, we look for the ones that don't have soy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because I know that that's my
Right.
what I react to.
And it's amazing what the food manufacturers do to food. They add
Mhm.
soy and wheat
Oh,
and
yes.
corn into a lot of products today.
Yes,
So you're eating somewhat of a regular diet now.
I am.
Okay, so that was for you to know that treating an autoimmune disease or systemic fungal infections doesn't mean you have to change your diet your whole life. Unfortunately, sometimes you may need to,
Mhm.
right? Evelyn is choosing to not add any of those foods back in her diet for a specific reason, and I think it's a fair reason. You know, you want to not have the psoriasis.
Mhm.
So, and that's, you can eat those foods and not have any problem with the psoriasis coming back. So the psoriasis has never come back for you in the last 3.5 years.
No.
So, Evelyn,
Mm.
now you're still following the diet.
Mhm.
So what are you eating now to keep the psoriasis away?
I'll have chicken, different types. Like I'll have baked chicken and pumpkin.
Mhm.
So I'll bake it together, or chicken soup, and I
Okay.
put bitter melon,
Okay.
stir fried chicken with carrots, celery, cabbage, onion, or fish, salmon.
Okay.
I
Very
like
good. Very healthy.
really good. I like eating the salmon belly
Okay.
fried.
I'm not going to let the audience know where you're getting the salmon belly.
Turkey. I'll have
Okay.
turkey.
And some beef every now and then. I know you don't eat too much beef.
No beef.
No beef at all.
Yeah,
Okay.
no beef at all.
So the diet's not that unusual,
Mhm.
right? Because you can eat chicken and turkey and fish and beef if you want, and when you're on the diet, free range beef. So you don't find it difficult at all right now?
No.
Okay. Annette, would you tell the audience what you were eating when you were on the diet? Because we eliminated a lot of foods, right? We eliminated all the good stuff, desserts and white rice and potatoes and pasta and soy and a bunch of other foods. What were you eating at that time?
One of my favorite meals was Kahlua turkey and cabbage.
Okay. Yeah.
And until now, we eat that.
Oh,
We can
okay.
chop some
So you haven't
onions
gone
and
to pork. You stayed with the turkey.
Very rare, yeah.
All right. Very good. It does taste good.
It does. And it's so easy and fast. And
Yeah.
I love it.
So the diet doesn't have to be difficult.
No.
Yeah. What else were you eating at that time besides the Kahlua turkey?
We could eat organic beef.
Okay.
So just putting a roast with very simple olive oil, garlic, salt, and pepper.
Okay.
And I mean, my kids love it. We just leave it in the slow cooker all day. I mean, it's simple.
Mm.
With brown rice, of course. One of my favorite snacks was almond butter.
Okay.
And brown rice crackers.
Right. Did you eat lao lao?
I ate lao lao.
Because you could eat lao lao
Right.
and poi.
Poi.
All right. Yeah.
Yes.
So there's a lot of foods that you can eat. It's just not what you think of first.
Right.
Right.
Not
So-
what we were raised with or
Right.
programmed.
And you could eat also turkey sausage.
Right. We still do
chicken
turkey
hot dogs.
bacon,
Yeah.
turkey sausage.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Pretty tasty.
Very.
Very tasty. All right. So the diet or the treatment wasn't so bad.
Right.
Okay. All right. What would you like to share with anyone who is currently suffering from psoriasis?
I guess our bodies were created to heal itself, and by sticking to a healthy diet, staying active, that's the greatest thing we can do for our bodies, and to just know that, just be encouraged, and hopefully we provide some hope
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
Mm-hmm.
You are. I mean, suffering from psoriasis for so long, and since the treatment, haven't had it for over 3.5 years or so. And I know you had mentioned earlier that you really believe that you cured your psoriasis. When you were taking the medications, did you ever have a period of 3.5 years when you didn't have psoriasis? When you were using the medical treatment? No. How fast would the psoriasis come? Yours always stayed.
Right.
It never went away, yeah, Evelyn. How about yours, Annette?
It was off and on, but maybe every month, every couple
month.
of months, and it was always worse.
Yeah, always getting worse.
Right.
Yeah. So that's usually the case when it comes to using immunosuppressive drugs and corticosteroids. It just gives you a little bit of relief initially, but over time the problem starts to escalate and get worse and worse and worse over time. Evelyn, what would you like to say to anybody who's currently suffering from psoriasis?
It takes a lot of determination, I think. I mean, you have to really be prepared that there is hope. And if me and Annette can do it, I think anybody can do it. I mean, it's not easy, but there is hope.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask you that. Do you think anyone can do the treatment?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no reason why they couldn't, right?
Mhm.
It just takes a little bit of determination.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What I know you didn't know about naturopathic medicine before. What do you think about naturopathic medicine now?
For me, it's hands down. I mean, I don't see regular doctors no more, so,
And you probably are healthier now too,
100%
right?
out there. Yeah,
When was the last time you had a cold?
Man, I don't ever
Get colds
cold,
anymore?
No. Mm-mm.
And do you? What's your feeling behind that? Why you don't get colds anymore?
It's because of the treatment that you're giving me.
It's the diet.
It's the diet.
The diet is so
Mhm.
healthy. How about you, Annette? What do you think about naturopathic medicine, and how's your immune system?
Well, it definitely improved my health, quality of life. I used to suffer from allergies, even really pretty bad. Not anymore.
How's your immune system? Do you get as many colds as you used to?
No. Never.
No, never get colds now. Just a few weeks ago, when I was leaving the building, the security guard for the building, as I was leaving, he had just gotten over a cold, and I asked him how he was feeling. And he knows I'm a naturopathic physician, and he says, "Dr. Uchida, you never get colds because you always come to work. You know, he always sees me every day." And I say, "Yeah, it's probably because of what I eat.
Mhm.
You know, so I eat similarly to you both. So I try to practice what I preach,
Right.
so that I can keep helping people and set an example for others. And you both are really setting a great example for people who are watching your program today and who are watching your other program on the internet. Are you taking any medications now
No.
for psoriasis? Okay, because a lot of people want to know, they're probably back on medications now. No, not taking any. Okay, would you ever take those medications again
Never.
if psoriasis came back? All right. So I know that the psoriasis affected you quite a bit when you had it, in your daily life. Tell us how your life has changed now. Why don't you go ahead and start?
For me, it changed me drastically. I can do things that I never did before. I mean, as far as like 12, 15 years ago. I mean, I can actually wear shorts and tank top. What else? Go to the beach,
Mm-hmm.
swimming pool,
Hiking.
hiking, of course. I love hiking, and having to exercise without having to wear long sleeve and long pants. I can go and, do running with a tank top and shorts now.
Did you exercise when you had your psoriasis?
I did,
You did.
but it wasn't as I wasn't really active as I am today.
Okay.
So
All right.
yeah.
All right. So pretty much you're living a full
Normal
life
life,
now,
yeah.
a full outdoor life.
Right.
Annette, how about you? How has your life changed since the psoriasis left your life?
I feel free, you know, and it's the knowing what, whenever there's something hidden, it needs to be revealed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad it was revealed, actually, to know what I didn't need in my diet, what I don't need in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was able to do away with that.
All right.
And just really be free. And what's even better is that I'm free to share it now. Our testimony is to be shared with others. So whatever little impact we can have in someone else's life and give them that piece of hope, you know, I'm thrilled.
And you are helping a lot of people. I was telling the ladies earlier that I see a lot of patients who have psoriasis because they've seen your shows, or a friend or a relative has seen the show on Olelo and has referred them to come in and see me, as well as a few patients on the mainland, because they have family in Hawaii who have seen the programs, and they were told, you got to contact, you know, Dr. Uchida. And, you know, we referred them to the website to make sure that's something that they want to attempt, because it's not an easy treatment. Evelyn said that it wasn't easy. Was it easy for you?
No.
No.
It's not easy, especially, I think, the first month.
Yeah.
Really hard. But, you know, I listened to Evelyn's, watched her testimony, and was so encouraged and inspired. But I think we can both attest to having just a greater faith and just persevering through the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we lived it for so long that I think we just had hope that, you know, we're not going to give up. And so we fought through the...
And you are going to give a lot of people hope who have psoriasis. And hopefully, as well as other autoimmune diseases, because psoriasis is an autoimmune disease just like rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, ulcerative colitis, pulmonary fibrosis, multiple sclerosis. So because they're all autoimmune diseases, that means they're all related or caused by the same problem, which is the toxins in the body that the immune system is attacking. And because the immune system attacks these toxins, by accident the immune system damages different parts of the body. In the case of psoriasis, the skin, rheumatoid arthritis, the joints, multiple sclerosis, the myelin sheaths of the nerves, and ulcerative colitis, the colon. So the key is to target the toxins, not to shut down or suppress the immune system as conventional medicine tries. And as we were talking, the medicines actually is escalating the disease because it's keeping the poisons in the body, and the toxin level is increasing. And that's what you both experienced.
Yes.
Because you were just getting worse over time, Evelyn, with taking the medications. And you were also getting worse over time, but slower, I guess, than Evelyn's. Okay. Did you ever believe, you know, when you had your psoriasis, let's say about 10 years ago, in the middle of your psoriasis, did you ever believe that you would live one day without psoriasis?
No.
Why do you say that?
Doctors that I've seen always had told me that there's not going to be a cure for it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that I've always knew about. I didn't know that naturopath even existed at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, having these doctors tell me over and over that there's no cure, it was just a natural thing for me to believe.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, that's
I
true.
never.
Annette?
Same.
Same.
I
The
mean,
doctors?
I went to doctors in the
Dermatologists?
mainland and here locally, and it was the same response. There's no cure. It's hereditary, triggered by stress. I thought, oh gosh, am I the only stress case? Those were the main
Yeah, such to give you a complex. Am I the only one that has this much stress or affected by
Right.
stress in this way? That's true. According to conventional medicine, there is no cure, and that's why your medical doctors told you that. But the reason why you found out when we went through the treatment is because the medicines that they give people with psoriasis don't really try to cure it.
Right.
They just work at suppressing the immune system so that when you put the ointment on over the psoriasis patch, the immune system stops removing the poisons there.
Mhm.
So the psoriasis appears to go away, but the poisons, because they're not leaving the body anymore, they're actually staying in the body and they're accumulating. And then when you stop using the medicines, or when the toxin level becomes too great, the immune system goes back to work and removes the toxins through the skin again, and you get a flare-up, which is
Right.
typically worse than you had before. So it over time it escalates the problem. But when we targeted the toxins, the poisons came out, and we didn't allow more poisons to come in or be made in the body, and then we can eliminate the psoriasis. So, Annette, when we talked 2.5 years ago, I asked you, did you believe that the psoriasis was cured? And you said yes.
Yeah, yes.
And what do you feel today?
I'm healed. I mean, it's, yeah.
Yeah. So you cured yourself, or your body helped you
Right.
cure yourself. All right. How
Right.
about you, Evelyn? Do you
Same.
think?
See?
Yeah. All right. All right. You know, there are a lot of people who suffer from psoriasis today. What would you like to share with them about your experience with overcoming psoriasis? Why don't you go ahead and start, Annette?
First and foremost, to know that there's a cure. And our bodies were designed to be able to heal itself. So I guess when you're ready to get healthy and to be completely healed, then seek the treatment. That there is hope. That it's not going to be easy, but we're testimonies that it's real, and just stay encouraged.
Yeah, thank you. Very good. Evelyn, you want to say anything to anybody who currently suffers from psoriasis?
You have to put a lot of determination, I think. Because personally, I mean, like what Annette said, I mean, it's not easy for the first, for me it wasn't easy the
Mhm.
first year. But it's going to happen for you. Because it happened for us. And I mean, there's help out there. So, I mean, you're going to be fine.
So, your recovery in Annette's was a little different.
Mhm.
Annette recovered in about 6 months. Quicker, you took a little over a year,
Right.
So, and a year is a long time,
It is.
but it's not really a long time, is
No.
it? Because you've done really well the last few years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Both of you probably hadn't heard of naturopathic medicine before, or at least long before you came into my office. What is your feelings about naturopathic medicine now? Evelyn?
For me, I mean, I just wished that everybody was able to know about it. I mean, because I didn't know, like you mentioned, I didn't know about it. And if I could go back 10, 15 years ago, I just wish somebody had told me. Because otherwise, I wouldn't have sought the regular, dermatologist or, I mean, because I think for me and her, I think we suffered for a long time.
Mhm.
And being able to be in that position for a long time, I mean, it's hard. So I mean, right now there's resources out there, like
The internet.
your internet, your show. I mean,
Mm.
I think it's the people that suffers with psoriasis has a better what is that word I'm trying to say? Resource
Mm-hmm.
than
Today.
I did today.
Yeah, I can understand that. When I was researching naturopathic medicine back in the early 80s, it was difficult to find information about naturopathic medicine back then because there was no internet back then, and even the libraries, they didn't have any books on naturopathic medicine. So when I went to naturopathic medical school, I had really no clue to what this medicine was. It was just something inside me that drove me to seek naturopathic medicine. So, you know, I'm not sure what it was. I think it's probably God kind of like pushing me along this path. This is what He wanted me to do. So it's interesting, my path. But what about you, Annette? How do you feel about naturopathic medicine now?
Well, I'm totally convinced it was God. Just from the meeting the young lady who you were treating,
Mm-hmm.
and having that card
For 2 years.
Right. I mean, that was my access to you, and so I believe God led me to you because He knew you would be able to help me.
Thank you, though. And yeah, it is. It's not miracles, but it is a miracle. We don't have anything magical going on here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a sound treatment. We're targeting those toxins, and it's a tough treatment. You know, I don't have a magic wand that we wave over people
Right.
and then they leave the office healed. It's a process, and it's hard, but you guys were able to power through it.
Yep.
Yeah, so you know, that takes a lot of determination. Yeah, so thank you very much. I mean, it takes a determined person to want to get well. And because of your show today, as well as the ones we did about 2.5 years ago, you're really going to empower a lot of people to help themselves. All right, so do you have anything else that you wanted to say about psoriasis or naturopathic medicine before we end the show?
I really appreciated the fact that you taught us. It wasn't just, you know, we came here and you waved your magic wand and we got some medicine, but you walked us through really how our bodies were created and how they're intended to function. And so thank you for that. And that's something that I share with people, that you're not just going to go and, you know, go expecting to grow and learn something. And so it encourages me to stay healthy, to eat better food, to remain active, and yeah, we just keep getting stronger, I think.
Yeah, I believe so, both of you. So you guys are really setting a good example for people out there. We do educate the patients a lot on the first visit. Did going over the medical books really help you? Because we went through a lot of medical books to learn about the immune system and what is causing the psoriasis, the type 3 and type 4 immune system reaction against toxins. And then learning about psoriasis itself, and then systemic fungal infections, how they're caused by when we take too many antibiotics, steroids, immunosuppressive drugs, hormones, and chemotherapy medications. Did going over the medical books help you?
Yes.
Yeah. Helped you give more faith into what we were doing?
Yes.
All right. Thanks for coming back and sharing your stories again 2.5 years after your first program. Would you be willing to come back on 10 years from now and share with the audience how you're doing with your psoriasis 10 years from now?
Definitely.
Well, Annette and Evelyn, thank you so much for joining us today
Thank
and
you.
sharing your amazing stories. For the audience and I, continued success with beating psoriasis.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank all of you for joining us and tuning in today. I hope that you enjoyed the program and learned something of value. Our hope is that in these stories, they inspire in you the hope that true health is attainable, and you can have it whenever you are ready. Please continue to look for and tune in to Island Wellness on Olelo Television. We have more incredible, heartwarming stories of people overcoming incurable disease and illness in the next coming months. Watch Ron tell his story of beating the incurable and disabling multiple sclerosis. Learn if dentists can heal from one of the nastiest skin infections with only naturopathic medicine, and follow Jason's epic battle against the deadly genetic cancer, von Hippel-Lindau disease. My name is Dr. Jason Uchida. Goodbye.